euch anvertraut der Herr, führt sich zu dem Freund der Sünder, fleht aus aus die Bekehr. Warum setzen deine Kinder jetzt sich Mutter neben dir? Warum folgen sie geschwinder, losen Freunden nach als dir? O, ihr Alter, nimmt die Kinder, die euch anvertraut der Herr, führt sich zu dem Freund der Sünder, fleht, dass auch sie bekehrt. Hier willst du in Gottes Hause, freust dich, dass du selig bist, während dort in welche Brause jetzt ein Sohn so freilich ist. O, ihr Alter, nehmt die Kinder, die euch anvertraut der Herr, führt sich zu dem Freund der Sünder, fleht aus Bekehr. Eltern, sprecht mit euren Lieben, ernstlich von den Seelen ein, bei für sie ihr Pflicht mit ihnen, gläubig jetzt das gute Teil. O, ihr Alter, nehmt die Kinder, die euch anvertraut der Herr, führt sich zu dem Freund der Sünder, fleht, dass auch sie bekehrt.
Good afternoon. Und het schuld je te inkomt dat je van mijn vrijheid niet, aan een grote aanstrengung ten ingebracht niet, er ook een schuld je volbracht. Teachers kijken met vrijheid, so ik glaube, daar had een bijzondere vrijheid van jou. Oké, voor de opening heb ik gewild uit de Proverbs te lezen. Proverbs chapter 1, from verse 1 through 10. The Proverbs of Solomon, the son of David, king of Israel, to know wisdom and understanding, to perceive the words of understanding, to receive the instructions of wisdom, justice and judgment, and equity, to give subtlety to the simple, to the young man, knowledge and the street. A wise man will hear and will increase learning, and a man of understanding shall attend unto wise counsel. To understand a proven and the interpretation, the words of the wise and their dark sayings. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. My son, hear the instruction of thy father, and forsake not the law of thy mother, for they shall be an ornament of grace unto thy heart, and chains about thy neck. My son, if sinners entice thee, consent thou not. Okay, I thought about this as we came to a closing of the school year. Um, there's the 5 graduates, the most what the school has ever had. And what does it mean? Once we are graduated, then we are finished with learning. We don't need to learn anything anymore, right? We have succeeded, right? Well, not according to this chapter. It says a wise man is willing to learn more, to add to the wisdom. So if you want to be wise, always accept if someone corrects you, gives you more understanding. If someone has an idea to share, and if you think it's, well, I know it, I have done it for so long, or I have learned it, well, it's wise to listen to whoever has an idea, because you may learn more. That's what it says here. And for those that graduate, most of their parents have never learned as much as you guys have throughout the school time. And here it says, don't despise your parents. So even though we have grade 12, let's always go to parents and ask for wisdom, because wisdom is not what you learn. I looked into what the wisdom meaning is, and the first thing was knowledge. I think knowledge comes by a long shot from learning, and then experience. Does it come through school? I don't think so. I think experience comes hand-on work. I mean, there's a little bit of experience through school, but experience is mostly through life, what you experience. So that's one thing that adds to wisdom, and understanding. You can get some of it out of school, but life will learn you more of that. And common sense. School can help you a long ways, but life can get you way further in common sense. Exercise on that, it will help you a long ways as well. And number 5 is in insight. Having insight on life, I don't think it comes out of school. I think it comes out of what you live through, tough times. That will bring you insight on different situations. So my encouragement goes to each and every one, even those that have not graduated this year yet. Continue to graduate and go forward, but that doesn't finish the wisdom. It is a good tool to get on it, but it's not the end of it. So let's continue learning until you're done here, right? Okay, let's bow our heads for prayer. Lieber himmlischer Vater, ich danke dir für diesen schein nummer, wat du uns geschenkt hast, dass wir kein Tipp kommen für den Schulschluss. Ich bete, dass du musst en da vara luten så schein warm zijn, der ich in onze nummer hier waren. Ich bete auch für jeder student, dass er mag ganz hier luten sein durch den Programm. Und ich freue dass die mag auch segnen durch die Sommer, dass sie möchte den Sommer enjoyen und soll aber nicht ganz vergeten. Und für die, was die graduated haben, Herr, ich bete, dass die mag sie nur die tragen, dass sie möchte sich an die houden, wanneer ze ook verder gaan in leven. En ik weet ook dat ze mochten een succesvol leven gaan en aber ook voor die aan de arbeid zijn. Herr, ik bid om die zegen hier, deze nummer. Dat bid ik in noemen Jezu. Amen. Oké, dan wil ik de teachers dat weer even
100 verses 1, 2, 3. Make a joyful noise unto the Lord, all ye lands. Serve the Lord with gladness. Come before his presence with singing. Know ye that the Lord, he is God. It is he that hath made us, and not we ourselves. We are his people, and the sheep of his pastures. I am so happy. Tell me why you're happy. I am so happy. Won't you tell me why? I am so happy. Tell me why you're happy, so I can be happy too. There's a reason. What's the reason? Here's the reason why I'm happy today. Jesus died to win me. Now he dwells within me. And that's why I'm happy today.
My favorite part of the year was Cozy Day. We got to bring blankets and teddy bears. My favorite part was that we got to eat popcorn.
My favorite part of the year was Toy Day. We got to bring toys, and the best part of it is that we got to play with remotes.
My favorite part of the year was field trip. I didn't have to do any work, and we went to the bowling alley, and we went to the library, and then we went to the park. My favorite part was eating candy. My favorite part of the year was Special Day. We went to Mrs. Friesen's house, and we had a water fight, and we went for a walk to the park, and we played soccer, and the best part was the water fight.
Proverbs 3 verses 5 and 6. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge
My favorite day of school was field trip. First, we went to Sun Valley Tire. I learned how to change a tire on a vehicle. Then we went to the park for lunch. We played there for an hour. We had pizza for lunch. Then we went to Sharptooth Adventures. We played there for 2 hours. Then we had a cake. We have had a very good school year because my teacher often stood up for me if I had troubles in school because I was often alone.
My favorite day of school was field trip. We had lots of fun. We went first to Sun Valley Tire and learned how to change tires. Then we went to the park, ate pizza, and had lots of fun at the park. Then we went to Sharptooth Adventures and had lots of fun playing tag and sliding down the slides. The other days were really fun too. We had cozy day and junk food day, and we had lots of fun.
Love was a pomegranate. I want to grow so red and color the entire planet. If joy was a tangerine, I want my pin to be the orangiest you've ever seen. If peace was a pear, Lord, make me juicy and delish would be my prayer. Holy Spirit, grow your fruit in me. Your fruit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. If patience was a plum, I want to ripen until purple I'd become. If kindness was a banana, I want to be a bunch as massive as Montana. If goodness was a cherry, a yummy pie to all my neighbors I would carry. Holy Spirit, grow your fruit in me. Your fruit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. If faithfulness was a watermelon, I want to be citrusy green and big enough to dwell in. If gentleness was a kiwi, the Lord would peel my top from skin so I'd be squishy. If self-control was an apple, I'd want to turn red and shiny in a snapple. Holy Spirit, grow your fruit in me. Your fruit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control.
I think this is a spot. This
Well, there's nothing here.
Nothing but trees.
Yep, this is it. Come on over and have a seat.
I feel like we've been wandering for hours.
I feel like we've been wandering for days. I'm so tired. It's so dark out.
And kinda scary. Ah! What was that?
It was just the wind. Ah! What was that?
It's just nature, birds, wind, trees, animals. It's all around us.
But it's also strange.
You're right. It does seem strange in the dark, but it's the same stuff that's there during the day.
I think being in the dark just makes things scarier.
I think you're right. That reminds me of a story. Would you like to hear it? Okay, well, we were all wandering together in the woods trying to find this campsite, and it felt like a long time that we were wandering, didn't it? Well, there was once a whole big group of people. They were called the Israelites, and they were wandering in a hot, sweltering desert for more than 40 years.
40 years?
Yes, 40 years. They spent a lot of nights wandering in the dark, not knowing which way to go or what some of the strange sights around them were.
Oh, what was that?
It was just the wind. Don't be so. What was that?
It's the same thing it always is. We've been wandering in the desert for so long. How can you possibly still be afraid?
I'm just so tired of wandering.
Me too. Me 3. Why doesn't God just show us the way home?
I say we just go back to Egypt. There we had food and shelter.
Here we have nothing, just desert, desert, and more desert.
Wait, they used to live in Egypt?
With food, house, and stuff.
Well, then they should definitely go back to Egypt and stop wandering around the desert.
Now, wait a second. Life wasn't great for them back in Egypt.
We can't go back to Egypt. Have you forgotten? We were slaves back in Egypt. Pharaoh wasn't a nice guy. We had to work hard building all those pyramids for him.
It gave me terrible blisters.
They were slaves?
Yep.
And now they are wandering around the desert for 40 years.
Yup.
Tough gig.
You're telling me.
Why were they wandering for so long?
Well, the Israelites were pretty big whiners.
It's so hot in the desert. I'm baking out here. Ever heard of a swimming pool?
And they were pretty ungrateful, too.
If you say quail and manna, what's for dinner? If you say quail and manna, I'm going to scream.
Quail and manna.
And they weren't very good listeners either.
What's that you say?
Oh yeah, I remember this. God had saved the Israelites from being slaves in Egypt. He even parted the Red Sea to help them escape.
And even after everything God had done for the Israelites, they continued to whine and complain, and they even forgot about God and decided to worship idols.
Wandering around the desert doesn't seem like any fun.
Sort of how like we were wandering around the woods for so long, we were tired, hungry, and confused by all the new sights and sounds around us.
But eventually we stopped wandering, didn't we? And the Israelites also eventually stopped wandering and turned back to God and were thankful that He was always with them.
Look, over there. Do you see what I see?
Could it be?
Yes, it is. It's
The Promised Land.
I'm so excited.
When you're wandering around and don't know where you are, it can be confusing and even a little scary. It can be lonely and hard to see the good things all around you, and even harder to be thankful for the good things. The Israelites often chose to whine and complain about all the bad parts of wandering, but even while they were feeling so lost, God was with them. He took care of them, just as He has taken care of us here in the woods. But it's late. Time to sleep, campers.
always grumble, no matter what we say. For these are chronic grumblers, and they grumble night and day. Oh, they grumble on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, grumble on Thursday too. Grumble on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, grumble the whole week through. Oh, they grumble on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, grumble on Thursday too. Grumble on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, grumble the whole week through. If you don't quit your grumbling and stop it now and here, you'll never get to heaven, no grumblers enter there. Repent and be converted, be saved from all your sins. You know that grumbling Christians find it hard a crown to win. Oh, they grumble on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, grumble on Thursday too. Grumble on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, grumble the whole week through. Oh, they grumble on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, grumble on Thursday too. Grumble on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, grumble the whole week through.
Good afternoon. Så nu over tit hjem for det kindergarten. Kan det nok komme med det tit her and join.
Fish in the ocean were made by God. He made them all with a word and a nod. Birds in the sky, only God made them too. Colorful birds, red, yellow, and blue. And God made the animals like rabbits and bears, two of each kind. God made them in pairs. Oh, God made small flowers and very tall trees. God made the people, He made you and me.
Future laden wird clean, nicht? Aber was ja mal gesagt worden nicht so blieben, ich küpp det där dort nicht. Und nu var vi den tid hjem för de homeschoolers. Där är det tid.
on the promises that cannot fail. When the howling storms of doubt and fear assail, by the living word of God I shall prevail. Standing on the promises of God. Standing, standing, standing on the promises of God, my Savior. Standing, standing, I'm standing on the promises of God. Standing on the promises of Christ the Lord, bound to Him eternal love, our most strong cord, overcoming daily with the Spirit's sword. Standing on the promises of God. Standing, standing, standing on the promises of God, my Savior. Standing, standing, I'm standing on the promises of God. Standing on the promises I cannot fall, listening every moment to the Spirit's call, resting in my Savior as my all in all. Standing on the promises of God. Standing, standing, standing on the promises of God, my Savior. Standing, standing, I'm standing on the promises of God.
Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest before me in the presence of mine enemy a table. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemy. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever.
Mold me and make me
The end of the year. The end has come so very quick, it's time to move along. The final days of school year have been and now are gone. This year has been so wonderful, the time has gone so fast. We've learned so much, had so much fun, this year just whisked right past. Enjoy your summer holidays and get some well-earned rest. And start a new year full of beans, prepare and try your best.
Jesus for the cleansing power. Are you washed in the blood of the Lamb? Are you fully trusting in His grace this hour? Are you washed in the blood of the Lamb? Are you washed in the blood, in the soul cleansing blood of the Lamb? Are your garments spotless? Are they white as snow? Are you washed in the blood of the Lamb? Are you walking daily by the Savior's side? Are you washed in the blood of the Lamb? Do you rest each moment in the crucified? Are you washed in the blood of the Lamb? Are you washed in the blood, in the soul cleansing blood of the Lamb? Are your garments spotless? Are they white as snow? Are you washed in the blood of the Lamb? When the bridegroom cometh, will your robes be white? Are you washed in the blood of the Lamb? Will your soul be ready for the mansion's bride, and be washed in the blood of the Lamb? Are you washed in the blood, in the soul cleansing blood of the Lamb? Are your garments spotless? Are they white as snow? Are you washed in the blood of the Lamb? Lay aside the garments that are stained with sin, and be washed in the blood of the Lamb. There's a fountain flowing for the soul unclean. Oh, be washed in the blood of the Lamb. Are you washed in the blood, in the soul cleansing blood of the Lamb? Are your garments spotless? Are they white as snow? Are you washed in the blood of the Lamb?
Oh, sing unto the Lord a new song, for he hath done marvelous things. In his right hand and his holy arm he hath gained him the victory. The Lord hath made known his salvation, his righteousness he hath revealed in the sight of the nations. He hath remembered his mercy and his faithfulness to the house of Israel. All the ends of the earth have been the salvation of our God. Shout joyfully to the Lord, all the earth, break forth a song, rejoice, singing. Sing to the Lord with the harp and the sound of song, with trumpets, the sound of the horn. Shout joyfully before the Lord the King. Let the sea roar in its all fullness, the world and those dwell in it. Let the rivers clap their hands. Let the hills joyfully together before the Lord. For he is coming to judge the earth with righteousness. He shall judge the world and all the peoples with equity. Psalm 91, 1-8.
Every blessing to my heart to sing thy grace. Streams of mercy never ceasing, call for songs of loudest praise. Teach me some melodious sonnet, sung by flaming tongues above. Praise his name, I'm fixed upon it, name of
Vi var nog med open mic med sharing time han du nu var de større her, så lod ikke du nan vi er med valg vårt sharing du var nok frihed sen.
We did a Spanish course this year and decided to do a skit so that we could show you some of the things that we learned. Buen día, ¿puedo empezar con algunas bebidas?
Si quiere una limonada,
Tomaré uno también.
¿Quieres un sabor específico?
creo que solo tendremos el original.
Ya viene.
Entonces, ¿sabes lo que quieres obtener?
Quiero que ir por campo de tacos.
Oh, eso suena bien. Creo que también tendré eso. Tal vez compré las enchiladas.
¿Estás listo para ordenar o necesitas unos minutos más?
Estoy listo, ¿eres tú?
Sí, estoy preparado.
Tomar el campo de tacos con de salsa.
¿Y tú?
Tomaré el plato de enchiladas con una guarnición de arroz.
¿Eso es todo para ti?
Sí, creo que sí.
Muy bien, se estará listo en 20 minutos.
Gracias.
¿Tienes grandes planes para el verano?
No, es que pero plano hacer muchas actividades al aire libre.
Sí, estoy especialmente emocionada por acampar.
¿Puedo conseguirte alguna recarga?
No, gracias. ¿Podemos recibir la factura de inmediato?
Por supuesto.
¿Puedo pagar hoy?
No, lo tenga está bien.
¿Estás seguro?
Sí.
Gracias.
Y aquí hay un consejo para ti.
Oh, muchas gracias. Y ven de nuevo.
One of my favorite things we did was play hockey. I also really enjoyed going bowling as class.
One of my favorite things, one thing I really enjoyed this year was recess. We played soccer, volleyball, baseball, hockey, and etc.
My favorite part of this year was camping. When we were there, we went fishing and boating.
My favorite part of this year was
biking and camping. The best part about biking was we biked to icebergs. The best part about camping was the food and the fishing. I caught my first fish, a 34-inch pike.
My favorite part of this school year was the camping trip. Although I didn't catch any fish, it was fun sitting around the campfire with the guys.
My favorite part of the year was the hockey tournaments. It was fun and it had a lot of competition.
Okay, this year we took the elective technical sketching drawing, and in this elective you learn to sketch 3D objects, make and read prints, draw the things, and etc. We don't have too much time today, so we'll only be going over a few things.
In technical sketching and drawing, we learned a lot of different stuff. We learned how to do different views of an object. There's 6 principal views of an object. There is the back side, the left, the front, the right, the top, and the bottom. To draw an object, you only need 3 views, the top, front, and right. This is called a multi-view. It forms a shape called an axonometric. There's 3 different types of axonometrics. There's the isometric, the one we have shown here, the diametric, and the trimetric.
We can also dimension them, usually the best with this one, and so you can show how big the different features are, and to show the the diameter of this is 70.75 inches, and it shows all the measurements usually. And we also did the 3 different perspectives. We did worm's eye, eye level, and bird's eye, and then there's also the horizon. The worm's eye is, it appears to be above the horizon. It's seen from the bottom corner. Eye level is seen from the front corner, and it appears to be on the horizon. And then the bird's eye is like the top corner. It appears to be above the horizon. We enjoyed technical sketching drawing this year, and if you're interested in drawing, this would be a great elective for you to do. Thank you.
Two things I enjoyed this year was going to the hotel with the class girls, where we went swimming and other things. The field trip was fun too. We went to the Hutterite colony and to Farm King.
A few things I enjoyed this school year was going to the hotel with the class girls, where we went to the park in the middle of the night, and another fun part was biking to icebergs.
We shall assemble on the mountain. We shall assemble at the throne with humble hearts into his presence. We bring an offering. shall assemble on the mountain. We shall assemble at the throne with humble hearts into his presence. We bring an offering of song, glory and honor and dominion, unto the Lamb and to the King, unto the Lamb and to the King. Oh, hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. We sing the song of the redeemed.
Good afternoon. We three girls are going to give you a short overview of the elective home economics which we did this year.
I'm going to be telling you about the first project we did, which was cooking and baking. We prepared some snacks for the class and later we made breakfast. We had scrambled eggs, bacon, tortillas, and pancakes. We also had to make a complete meal at home. Later on, we also helped to prepare the high school Christmas banquet.
The next thing we learned about was the basics of sewing. For this, my mom came to school once a week. On one occasion, we went to the fabric store to look at different kinds of fabric. We decided to stop at the bakery and pick up some donuts. This made our day, and here is one of the projects we made. Last but not least, we learned about godly homekeeping, child growth and development, and growing into godly womanhood.
Although doing home economics was not always fun, it inspired us to try to be more orderly and to appreciate the way we are made.
We encourage other girls or even boys to take this course too, because we believe it is very beneficial and that others could learn from it too.
Good afternoon. This year we did elective auto upkeep. In this course we learn about the internal combustion engine.
The first major component of the internal combustion engine is spark, which is generated by the magneto system and the spark plug.
The next major component is fuel, which is passed to the engine by the carburetor.
The last major component, which comes through the air filter into the carburetor. Though the engine is the main part auto upkeep focuses on, there's a lot more.
Okay, dit så videos hvor de classrooms alle var mot febring. Nu er det tid for de grads. Så Ivan Cornelsen, hvis du nok kom.
Good afternoon, everybody. If it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you. This quote from Fred DeVito definitely belongs in school. Those subjects are tough, they stretch your mind. Graduated, The word sounds awesome after spending approximately 12,870 hours in school. I've been in New Life Fellowship School from kindergarten through graduation, and only Adrian and Alicia have stuck with me that long. And I enjoyed school, and some of the special days were camping day in class, or even out in the woods, and Season Coca Day, Field Trip Day, and there's much more. Some of the best electives were charting a course that is focused on a kingdom vision and the how-tos of finances. Teacher training was one of my favorite electives. First 5 books basically explained how to teach, and the last 5 books were hands-on helping out students. I loved doing one-on-one with the student. I also enjoyed supervising a class or even playing with a class for recess. There's much more electives I did, but I won't mention them all. Even though I'm very thankful to be done with school, I will miss the good times I had in school. I would like to give a big thanks to my teachers and all school staff for helping me. My family was also much appreciated as they did many tasks for me while I did schoolwork. Thank yous belong to much more, including fellow students, the people who encouraged me, and God. And students, keep going even if it may be hard. Graduating brings a very accomplished feeling with it.
Next, Adrian Cornelson.
I have finally accomplished my goal. A lot of hard work has been required, but it was definitely worth it. I have learned many things ranging from the alphabet to knowing how to wire a house. One of my favorite days in school was baking day for the boys. Things didn't always turn out the way they should have, but that is when we like to mention that the girls burnt the ribs that we were supposed to eat. In all of my school life, I have completed 625 books with a 96.4% average. Also, I can only remember failing 1 test in my whole life. Although throughout these 11 years, I have realized more and more how much prayer can help. For a long time, I didn't think I would be able to graduate this year, but with God's help, I made it. And to those of you who are planning to graduate, do it. It's worth it. For those of you who think that school isn't fun and would like to drop out, there's a lot more to it than just a piece of paper.
Next, Greta Wall.
Hello, everyone. To start off with, I'd like to thank all my teachers throughout my school years. I've been blessed to have such incredible teachers who have been devoted to teaching and making sure we all learn and grow. To the teachers from my earliest years, it takes a lot of kindness and patience to teach a child who is just beginning to learn and understand. So thank you for being the ones to start my interest to learn. To the teachers who continue to encourage and inspire me to keep going, I am forever grateful. For all the experiences and friends I've made through the years, I'm forever thankful. I would especially like to thank my high school teachers for getting me through the toughest years. Thank you to Benny Neufeld for pushing me and encouraging me to do things I thought at one point I might not be able to accomplish. You were a daily role model who didn't allow anyone, including myself, to give up, who stayed persistent and believed in my goals. The memories we made as a class those years are memories I'll never forget. To Roman Cornelson, my last high school teacher, thank you for teaching me that when I do something, to do it right, and for imprinting upon me that honesty is always best. I have learned many things this year. Some things are through teaching students and others from the day-to-day school activities. I have enjoyed this year and the challenges it came with. I really enjoyed the field trip we had this year. We went to the Manitoba Museum, and it's as if the past became the present while we were there. An amazing experience. It was an amazing experience. My parents have always been a huge blessing and encouragement, providing me with a chance to get an education and for supporting me through these years, always putting up with my late nights of homework and more often than not, my attitudes. I often found myself tired and worn out, but they love me and continue to care. To my best friends, Crystal and Alicia, for always, and I mean always listening to me and going along with my crazy ideas. You both have been blessings to me in your own special ways. Thank you for believing and not letting me stop, but to continue till I reach my goal. Also, a shout out to my sisters who stayed patient with me the most probably. Melissa, you are an angel, and every note you have ever given me means so much to me, and it has given me so much motivation. Thank you, sisters, for believing and brightening up my days. Also, thank you to my boyfriend, who never let me give up. You have kept me going, and I'm forever grateful for the countless things you've done for me. You have believed in me the most. Thank you. You never let me doubt myself, and I'm glad. I'm going to miss school, or at least parts of it. I remember one time in Benny's class, we had a cat as a pet for about 1 hour or maybe 2. We named it Beefy Taco, and if I remember correctly, and I'll never forget how Benny looked holding the cat and teaching math. He reminded me of a professor plotting to steal the moon. Also, the time the boys in the class made a layered cake. I think that cake had more sugar in it than anything I have ever eaten. We also have played a lot of soccer and hockey. This year, the main game was our version of football. It definitely was a blast. We've been to McGregor for sledding as a class and visited Fort White Alive. All amazing memories. Thank you once again to everyone for everything. I've enjoyed school, and now it's time for the next chapter in my life.
Next, Alicia Reimer.
Yay, finally I graduated. That feels great to say. It felt as if the day would never come, but hey, here it is. First, I want to just say a huge thank you to my parents for always believing and supporting me and not letting me quit when I felt like it. Also, just to the rest of my family for always being there for me and supporting me through this whole journey. Also, just a thank you to all of my teachers that have gotten me this far through all the years of school. My life wouldn't be the same without them, and I'm so grateful for them. Especially a huge thank you to my high school teachers that helped me through a couple of my hardest years of school. Even if it meant hours of explaining some kind of formula to figure some kind of algebra problem out, or some scientific experiment to figure out how much velocity a ball has when you throw it. Next, I want to just thank all of my classmates for going through some of my years with school with me. There's a couple that have stayed with me since kindergarten, and just from very young years of school that I have been able to make lots of memories and that have been always there for me. And I get to share this special day, so thank you so much for helping me through, even if you might not have known it, but you were always there to support me through the whole journey and making memories, even if they were not all good ones. I can't say school was always enjoyable, but there has been a bit of great memories made that I will never forget, like going sledding as a class at McGregor. Also, when we girls in high school went camping that one year in my backyard, that was a blast. Field trips have always been an enjoyable part of my school year too. Like one time we went to Fort Alive and had a scavenger hunt in the forest. There are some very valuable life lessons that I have learned and will stick with me to the end of my life, like not pushing other classmates while going through a metal door, because that just leads to worse pain than just being it for Give Me a Wave. And always trying your hardest no matter what, even though it feels like it will never pay off, but in the end, it does pay off, so thank you.
Nächste, Mary Falk.
Finally. First off, I'd like to start with thanking my parents. Without their encouragement and school tuition money, I wouldn't have come to where I am today. Then I'd like to thank my boyfriend Keegan for supporting me and challenging me to finish. Thanks to my teachers for putting up with me throughout the years, especially Mr. Benny Neufeld, who spent countless hours trying to pound algebra into my brain, but he did it, and I passed. And I'd like to thank God, who has been my constant companion. Last but not least, I'd like to thank the internet, Wikipedia, Microsoft Office, and copy-paste. No, just kidding. I'd like to end off by encouraging those out there who are working on getting their sheet of paper. I wasn't someone who really liked school, but I loved being at school, but not the work. But eventually I did finish, and if I can do it, then so can you.
Så det så video så das. I zijn 2 jaar lang te han gezegd, zij vrienden zich voor de boyfriends dat die en support han. Mijn die dank der jongens, hoe weet wel je die supporten? Plus, but hier wel je wieder uit nog van je schwere marriage bands en